is a professor of clinical psychology at the University of Canterbury. She joins us now from Christchurch in New Zealand. Really good to have you with us, Julia. As we look at these live pictures of this young child being pulled from the rubble, I guess it's appropriate for me to ask you, given your expertise, what sort of impact a disaster like these earthquakes can have on young people, young children?
Oh, goodness. I mean, my heart goes out to everyone in Turkey and Syria, having also gone through earthquakes about 10 years ago here in Christchurch. I certainly know firsthand what it's like. But also, I mean, these scenes, just watching them now, I mean, it does give us some hope that there will be more survivors and I heard a number of the different reporters talking about that you don't, not to give up and that there will be, potentially more who will be found alive. In terms of children, we did a lot of work after the Christchurch earthquakes around resilience and trying to support how do you support children and adults after these types of traumatic events. I mean, at this stage where you're at right now, it's so early following the trauma that the main focus, of course, at this stage is ensuring physical safety, ensuring that people are in homes that are safe, that they have places to go if there are continuous aftershocks, which I know are probably happening all the time, and to sort of focus in on the things that you can control as opposed to getting too wrapped up and too focused and into those weeds of the things that you can't control, which is the ongoing natural shakes that are happening. So I think for children, particularly, is the way we model as parents to children around that sort of how anxious we are. Oftentimes, the parents' response can really influence how the children ultimately respond as well. And so, being able to potentially even maintain that calm, even if inside you're really feeling a lot of anxiety, is really important for children. Other things I would think of is really um, ensuring that they have a good sort of good social connections, that their routine is as best as you can within those circumstances is maintained. Um, Being able to see, seeing other children playing with other, being able to have those opportunities in the days ahead. Another thing that's important that we discovered after the earthquakes was just making sure that people are well nourished. In particular, making sure that as best as you can, the foods that are provided to the survivors, to people in the rescue centers, is nourishing food as opposed to nutrient depleted food. Nutrient depleted food is often so much easier to provide. But in a time of great stress, the best thing that we can do for people is to support the fight flight response. And one of the ways that you can do that is making sure that the food is rich in nutrients, not just calories, which is what you'll get out of really ultra processed, the kind of white breads that are often quite common in your places where people, refuge places, but to really be thinking about also providing fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, as much as we can, ensuring that people are well nourished.
And sadly, what I'm sure we'll discover is that those kids, the children who have been rescued from this earthquake, some of them may in fact be orphaned as a result of this disaster.
Yeah.
It's trying at the best of times to deal with the loss of a parent, potentially both parents. Is that an issue that we are likely to see happen as, I guess, the days and months evolve? And how can children be helped through that situation, the loss of one
Mm.
or both parents?
Yeah, I mean those types of tragedies can happen outside of earthquakes, but given that you have over sounds like 12,000 dead, you're going to have a I mean clearly you're going to have a lot of orphaned children. And I mean I what we know again from research is that that doesn't mean their destiny is that it's going to be a life of misery. We know that many children, if given adequate care and protection and a home that's nurturing for them, that these children can end up overcoming the loss. uh, Humans are remarkably resilient and can overcome enormous amounts of tragedy. We know that. We've, you know, all of us know people who overcome incredible adversity and manage to get through that. So I think we can't expect that these children are going to not cope. They will cope, and particularly that will happen more likely to happen if provided with a new nurturing home and nurturing foster parents, or I assume ultimately adoptive parents.
Okay, Julia Rucklidge, we will have to leave it there, but thank you so much for sharing your expertise with us here on TRT World.
My pleasure. And I wish you all of the strength in the coming days. I know how hard it is.
Thank you.